Hi guys, massive well done for getting through paper one. Whew, what a relief, that's a big one out the way. But now attention turns to paper two. You've done so great, so much hard work gone into paper one, but boom, paper two, it's so close, we've got to be ready for it. So here is another very useful video for you, just to make sure you tie up all the loose ends so that you use the time that's left before paper two very well, with some key tips for you and also some key advice when it comes to the actual paper itself. So make sure you take everything in. We want to make sure paper two goes really well. There is a long gap then between paper two and paper three. So we want to end paper two on a high, feel great, feel confident, ready then to put more time into revision for paper three. Take everything in this video, use it well, and let's smash paper two together. First thing again, guys, is to really focus on content, mastery of content, just like you did for paper one. Go over your revision notes, make sure you retain that knowledge, you master that knowledge. No weak areas, don't want to be found out. We want to make sure there are no areas of weakness. Everything is learned. Go through topic by topic, retain the knowledge, but crucially test yourself. Test yourself. That's the way in which you're going to master the content. Also, make sure we're practicing questions alongside. A wide variety of questions. Then we know that what we're learning is actually going to translate into high marks in the exam. See how paper one went? It's very important that we're constantly practicing questions alongside. Multiple choice, yes, go there first. That's a really good knowledge test to make sure that you actually understand the content, that you're really memorizing and mastering the content. But then go to planning essays, very efficient way to make sure you can get through loads and loads of essay titles, and then you're ready for paper two when it comes. That is the best way to go. Content and then question practice alongside. Make sure we're doing that over and over and over again. But again, give extra weight to diagrams. Know your diagrams very well. You've seen how important they were in paper one. We want to do the same thing for paper two. Practice drawing your diagrams. Again, maybe make a list of all the key diagrams that you need to know for paper two. Practice drawing them, and then again, write down next to them, how am I going to use these in my exam? Is it going to be for a certain analysis point or points? Is it going to be for a certain evaluation point or points? Write down, how am I going to use these diagrams? Check out my video on the top 9 macro diagrams that you can use in paper two. That's going to be great for you to give an extra weight to when it comes to your revision for paper two. But also make sure that you see my videos on hot topic areas for macro. Make sure also for macro now, paper two, that you've watched my UK economy stats video. So important that your knowledge of the UK economy is incredible. Absolutely fundamental you've watched that video, and also make sure that you've seen my UK supply side policies video. That stuff could be gold dust for application in your exams. My God, that can take you grades up. So make sure all those core videos you've watched. Any other videos on the channel relevant for paper two, make sure you've watched. Watching those key videos is going to potentially boost your grades up when paper two comes. So that's really, really important. Now let's get into the exam itself. So the key thing, guys, now that paper one is done, is to learn a lot from paper one. What went really well, what didn't go so well. You've got to dissect that paper down and use what happened in paper one to guide you for paper two. So for example, how was your depth of analysis? How was your depth of evaluation? How was your time management? How did you find the short answer questions? How was your judgment? Was that done properly? Did you have enough time for your judgment? How was your use of examples? How well did you use the extracts? Was I defining my key terms well? Was I using diagrams well? Dissect everything. Was my technique good? Was my structure good? You know, absolutely everything that happened in paper one. Dissect it all down and especially focus on areas to improve. Was it your structure with writing long essays? Was it your technique? Was it your time management? Was it depth? Was it judgment? Was it use of extracts? Whatever you felt didn't quite go as well as you would like, think about it and then improve it for paper two. Was it weakness in content because your revision wasn't quite right for paper one? I don't know. Just think carefully. What would you have liked to have done better for paper one that you can now improve on in paper two? That's the best way to now revise for paper two, because you know the exam is going to be exactly the same structure, the same format, the same time management, right? So the paper itself is not going to be different in its structure. So you just need to amend the key things that you need to for paper two based on how paper one went. That's a very good thing to do. Just give yourself half an hour or so, really think about it, maybe write those things down. What improvements do I need to make? What would I have liked to have done better in paper one? What could I have done better for paper one that I can use for paper two? Think about that, write it down, and make those improvements ready for paper two. Great advice to start there. And then also, like I've already said, make sure you've got your examples ready to go. Examples are fundamental. I think a bit easier to have great examples in macro, especially because you know the questions are going to be very UK economy heavy. You've got to have your examples, you've got to have your context ready. All of your arguments, all of your points have to be written in the context. Mainly that's going to be UK economy context, but there might be a few questions here and there that are linked to other countries. So you've got to make sure you've got good examples ready to go, that all your points are relevant to a context, that you can back up your analysis, your evaluation, and your judgment with great knowledge. So watch videos that are relevant to the UK, so UK economy stats, supply side policies video, but also make sure you've got generally good examples for all the key theory that's in the course for paper 2. That's going to be fundamental. Apart from that, guys, there's no more advice. If you follow all of that, that's the best way to go. We don't need to dissect the paper because it's the same structure, it's the same format as paper 1. So you know your techniques, you know your time management, you know your structures, you know about the questions. It's the same thing now in paper 2. But like I say, learn from paper 1 and amend, focus on content and question practice, get your diagrams nailed, and make sure you've got great examples and you'll be set. Stay tuned to all the videos on the channel. That's going to be very important. Focus on the content videos on there as well. Just use anything that's going to help you. If it's diagrams, playlists, whatever is out there, use it to help you. Stay very closely tuned to social media as well. And just go out there and smash paper 2. Feel great then and feel ready for paper 3 afterwards. Thank you for watching, guys. Really push hard for paper 2. I'm with you all the way. I'll see you in the next video.